He dug the trenches. You know, I mean, he lived in those trenches. But now, Freddie Roach has done a good job with him. He's an improving fighter. That's what's scary. He's getting better. He hasn't really even reached his pinnacle yet. So he can take it on the outside, and that gives Mayweather trouble. Because on the outside, Mayweather's looking to turn your offense against you, make you miss, come back with something. But with a guy like Pacquiao, he'll stay out there, and he won't give you counter opportunities. He won't give that to you. He'll be popping from the outside and not closing that dimension where you can touch him back.
On the flip side, let me ask you about the other guy, Ricky Hatton. He loses. You mentioned before he had a tendency to put on some weight between fights. What's next for him?
I got a funny feeling he might be doing some binging. You know,
putting on some more weight.
Really?
No, I'm just saying to forget about this for a while. Look, what's next for him? It's a very difficult situation. He's been knocked out twice when he stepped up to the high echelons. When he stepped up to those, you know, rare airs that the best fighters have to step up to, he wasn't able to get it done. He was knocked out by Mayweather, convincingly, one-sided, and of course destroyed by Pacquiao. So his confidence. Where is his confidence? That's the first thing. The confidence to not get in the ring, but get in the ring with that level. Because at this point in his career, does he want to get back in the ring unless he can really firmly believe, from here all the way down to his toes, that he can compete like he once believed he could and showed he could, that he can compete with the top guys. Right now, he doesn't believe that. And right now, it would be very difficult for somebody to make a case to him that he will be able to compete at that level. So right now, boxing is not in his mind.
All right, Pacquiao making quick work of Hatton tonight in Las Vegas. Let's hear from the trainer for Pacquiao himself, Freddie Roach.
Freddie, you were right. You said 3, it turned out to be 2. Why the quick knockout?
Every time Hatton throws a punch, he cocks it. He pulls it back, and there's always an opening for a short hook on the inside. And we knew he was a sucker for that. We knew the right hook was going to work. Manny Pacquiao was a one-handed fighter at one time. He only had a left hand. My job was to make the right hand just as good. Now it's better, and he showed that tonight.
What did you tell him after he knocked him down twice in the first round?
Take your time, go out there, use your feints, feint him. Once you feint him, he'll cock that hand and come in and throw the hook. Plain and simple.
Now what's next for Manny Pacquiao?
You know, there's a lot of fighters out there. You know, Mayweather's talking about coming back. Shane Mosley wants to fight. Cotto wants to fight. All these big guys, but we're not afraid of them. We'll fight any one of them.
What does this performance say about Manny Pacquiao?
He's in his prime, best fighter in the world today. Maybe the best fighter of all time someday.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Freddie.
All right, so we just heard from Freddie Roach there, the trainer for Manny Pacquiao. And we should mention that Freddie Roach is actually suffering from Alzheimer's disease, but continues to train Pacquiao with the help of Michael Moore. Talk about the job he has done with Pacquiao, both of them.
Yeah, Freddie, in all, just to make it real clear, it's not Alzheimer's, it's Parkinson's.
Oh, Parkinson's, excuse me.
But it's okay, and it's Freddie's, as he shows, he's one of the premier gentlemen as well as trainers in the business. Look, Freddie has really taken this fighter from the beginning. Forget about now. It's easy now, you know, to throw roses at him and to all the bouquets at him, and he deserves it. But when he first got Pacquiao, he was a much rawer fighter, much less refined fighter. He always looked for the left hand, the power hand with his southpaw, you know, the backhand where you could turn your back into it. Now he's got a right hook. He always was looking to only walk forward. That's the only place he knew how to go. Now he boxes. He can box outside. He can move to the sides. He can do so many things. He has progressed. He's done exactly what a good trainer is supposed to do. He's improved. He's a better fighter now. Freddie Roach did a good job. Mayweather, with all the talking and everything else, you could say he didn't have time to improve Hatton, but either way, Hatton showed no improvement. He was the same fighter when he fought Mayweather. He was walking in, getting caught on the way in, not moving his head enough. And one thing that Hatton will never be, he was always a busy guy and a guy who would go downstairs a little bit on you, but he was never a puncher. And you just can't make a guy a puncher.
How much of that falls on the trainer? I mean, we heard a lot of talk that him and Mayweather, Hatton and Mayweather, weren't exactly getting along. Is that normal for a fighter or a trainer? How do you think their relationship impacted what we saw tonight?
Let me tell you something. you have nice black hair. You'd have gray hair if you became a trainer. And it's not easy being in a training.
I don't think I'd be a good trainer. I got a lot of gray going.
Tough enough getting, you see the arguments the football coaches and basketball coaches have. Could you imagine if you had to be a coach of a guy who's going to get in a ring and trade punches instead of just on a football field with a lot of other company, or on a basketball court, or on a baseball diamond? Well, just magnify it by 100. There's so much pressure. There's the element of fear. You know, it's a very difficult situation. So a trainer, but there has to be a closeness. It's almost like you're a surrogate father, because you're teaching them, and you're taking responsibility to teach.
And did you sense that at all with Mayweather and Hatton at all at any point?
I mean, when they did the 24/7s, you saw a little camaraderie, you saw some humor. So, but there was also a little whispering going on that Hatton felt funny about going to the gym. It's a very disciplined sport. You have to be ready to call on yourself to perform at an instant and to demand something. And that discipline has to be practiced, just like the jabbing, the slipping of punches, all the physical things. And there was whispering that Hatton was upset that Mayweather wouldn't be on time for the gym, that he would be late constantly. And, of course, Hatton's there on time. And there was a little grumbling about that. So not the smoothest training camp, but the most important thing is what gets taught in the training camp, technically. And Hatton was still a rugged guy. He was in good shape, but he was still a guy that was too easy to hit, too one-dimensional, and Pacquiao took advantage of that.
Yeah, Manny Pacquiao again making quick work of Ricky Hatton tonight. In terms of Manny Pacquiao, it's still early on, and there's always the tendency for hyperbole, but he's made an awfully quick ascension to the top of the boxing world, and you had said the best is yet to come from him. What do you think his top will be in the sport?
Listen, it should be fair. I don't want I stoked some nice flames a moment ago, put a couple coals out there, a couple logs on the fire, and I hate to be looking like I'm throwing water on it, but I want to always be fair with my assessment. Pacquiao's terrific, and he's an improved fighter. But the last two fighters were perfect matches for him to shine. I mean, you had a De La Hoya that looked like he was a dead man walking. Looked like a guy that his skills have been gone, or were gone that night. Also, he might have been dead at the weight. He came in very light. And also, De La Hoya was always a guy that never performed well in his biggest fights. But anyway, it looked like it was the perfect fight for Pacquiao when you really look at and Hatton, a guy that just walks in, a guy who had been knocked out by Mayweather, another top fighter, turned out, I know it's easy to say after the fact,
Sure.
Hindsight is 20/20, but going in, a lot of people felt that Hatton was made for Pacquiao. And as you can see right here on the video, Hatton walking straight in that front door, and you can see there Pacquiao again. Not only does he have the quick hands and he has the power, but he has the science, he has the education and the knowledge to know when to throw the punches, throwing the punches as Hatton's walking in.
And obviously Pacquiao very humble as well. He even said afterwards, hey, I'm just doing my job. That is what I do. I am a fighter. Teddy Atlas, as always, we appreciate it. A premier analyst here at ESPN. We always appreciate the insights, and I know we'll be talking to you more throughout the coming year.
And you